Hey, just a quick caution, explorers. Anytime you're working with a stove or any implement in the kitchen, make sure you're working with an adult. Have fun cooking today. Thanks.
Hello, welcome to Play-Doh Making
Hi, explorers!
with Miss Cheney and Mrs. Boy. We're so excited you're here.
We are going to be making a recipe of Play-Doh. We are also going to be mixing in a little bit of science with what we are doing.
I noticed that you had worn your lab coat today.
I'm the science magician. What would I be without it?
I know. I wore my baker's apron. She wears her lab coat. Can you tell us how we're going to mix in science today? Because I came prepared to just measure things, so I don't know.
Well, there's a law that is called conservation of matter, and so we're going to do a little exploring of that idea, and we are going to be measuring each ingredient as we put it in, not just with these measurements, but also with weight.
Oh, is that why the scale is here, Miss
That
Cheney?
is why the scale is there.
I'm so excited. We're going to use the scale today. And it's not going to be to weigh me.
And we are going to then add up all of those to see, I don't know, you need to make a prediction. When we add all of the amounts together and then we weigh our final product, do you think that they will weigh less? Do you think the end product will weigh more? Or do you think the weight will be the same?
Ooh. I have an idea of what I'm thinking. So I'm going to have to see at the end if I'm right or if I'm wrong. So Miss Cheney,
make your
do you know?
hypothesis, which is a prediction based on your life experiences. All of you have lived your experiences in life and you know how some things work in life. So use all of that knowledge that you have and see what you think will happen. Make your hypothesis.
All right, Miss Cheney, should we get to adding in our ingredients?
I think that we should.
Okay, so first off, should we tell you the ingredients that you need? Because you're going to want to get all these ingredients out. So you need to make sure that you have flour.
You need to make sure that you have oil.
You need to make sure that you have cream of tartar.
You will also need some common table salt.
And you need to make sure that you have
water.
Water. And in our water, we added a little bit of food coloring. I'm so excited to see what this does.
I wonder what that will make happen with our end product.
All right. So our first ingredient is 1 cup of flour.
There we go.
All right. So Miss Cheney, how does this measuring or the weighing stuff work? Do we need to weigh before or after we put it in there?
I think if we all right, so okay, let's go ahead and fill that up.
All right, we're gonna fill up our cup measurement here. You guys do this at home. Flour is one of those messy ingredients. Woo, now do I just set it on the scale?
Yes. Okay, so this is
so exciting.
160 grams. You can go ahead and take that.
All right, so I'm going to dump this into our pot. 160 grams. I know when I weigh, it doesn't say grams. It says pounds. So those are two different things. All right, Miss Cheney, what's it say next?
Looks like we need 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. So we'll go ahead and get our teaspoon here. There we go. And we are going to turn it off and back on. When I do that, it calibrates it so that it's pretending we don't have that on there so that we're not using that weight. Okay?
All right, cream of tartar, and we need 2 teaspoons. doesn't want to come out. It's being difficult.
Sometimes things get moisture in them and it makes it harder. All right. Then here we have 6 grams.
6 grams. All right. So we're going to dump all this in here. Make sure we get it all, huh? Don't want to lose any of those grams. All right, Miss Cheney.
Looks like what comes next is a 1/3 cup of salt here. Boy, it looks like that would be a lot of salt, but you know what? That's okay. That is just what is needed for this recipe.
I read on there that part of the reason there's so much salt is it helps it to preserve it, helps it to stay fresh so you can play with it for a while. So the salt is super important. So it's one of those things that you want in the Play-Doh so that you can play with it for a long while.
Okay. So here we go. This is 108 grams.
108 grams. All right, Miss Cheney. I found a very big pot. My pot's almost too big for this. I hope you're using a slightly smaller pot. Okay, 1 cup of water.
Well, it looks like now we get to use the green water.
Oh, you know what I'm excited to see? I wonder, here we can make another prediction. I wonder if the water weighs the same as our cup of flour.
Oh, what is your prediction? What do you think will happen?
I wonder if the cup of flour and the water weigh the same. We're going to find out right now. We got to turn on our scale first, Miss Cheney.
Okay. There we go. Let's go ahead and, all right, you go ahead and take that.
All right.
Well, let's look here. Our salt is 190, no, our water is 195, and our flour is 160. You know, when we have a liquid, all of those molecules are a little bit more tight together there, I think, and every little spot is taken up with the liquid instead of the flour, which doesn't seem like it, but there's lots of little space in there in between the little particles of flour.
I'm going to stir it just a little bit while Miss Cheney adds in this 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. So I'm going to kind of stir it just a little bit here.
So here we go with our oil. Okay, our scale's calibrated for this. All right. So now we have there 14 grams of vegetable oil. So if we add all of those up, so 160 plus 6 is 166, plus 108 is 274. Maybe I should just do this out. What do you think? Maybe line these up.
That's a good idea, Miss Cheney.
Because I can see it here, but I know it may be harder for them to see.
You may need to grab a paper at home so you can add these up.
All right, so we have 6 plus 8, which is 14, plus 5, which is 19, plus 4, which is 23. So here I have a magic 10 here, 9 and 1, plus the 6, that's 16, 17, 18. All right, my last column here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Altogether, we have 483 grams of ingredients.
Oh, I wonder what our end product's going to be. I don't know about you, but this doesn't look like any Play-Doh I have ever played with before. We are missing an important step. What is it, Miss Cheney?
Well, right now it's all liquidy, but if we apply some heat here, I think that we need to cook it. That heat is going to actually cause a chemical reaction in there. It's going to change its form.
All right, we're going to take this to our stove and see what happens. So hold on. Hello, we're back. We're outside with our stove, so we wanted to show you what happens when we cook the Play-Doh.
Put it on the heat here that we've lit.
Probably about a medium to a medium low on your stove, and then you want to stir it. As you do that, you're going to notice the Play-Doh starts to kind of thicken. When it kind of starts to look like this, right here, you're going to turn it off, okay? Don't pull yours out, though, because it's hot. Don't pull it out like that. Oh, I got to pause. Okay, so we've taken it off the stove now. We stirred it, we've cooked it, we've taken it off the stove, right, Miss Cheney?
Yes, we have.
We're letting it cool for a minute because it's too hot to touch right now. So you've just removed it from the stove. It's cooled down. You're going to let it sit there for a few minutes because we don't want to burn our hands. So I would set the timer and let it sit maybe 3 to 5 minutes. Let it cool, okay? We're not going to sit here that long because it took us about that amount of time to move back in here because,
Plus, it was cool outside, so that probably cooled it off a little bit.
It was cool outside. So I'm going to pull mine out from the pot. Here's what we have. Look at that. We've got Play-Doh. Woo! Once you take it out, you're going to do what's called kneading. Almost like you do bread. You're going to push on it and knead it. Here, let me move this down a little so you can see. You're going to push your hands into it. This is what I love. I love fresh Play-Doh. It's so fun. It feels kind of warm and it's soft. It's like the best thing ever. So you knead it just a little bit, and then we have one part of our experiment left. You made a prediction.
All right. So we want to see, does it weigh 483 grams or more or less? We'll find out now. I have used this as our container. I've calibrated. We're at 0. Let's see what it weighs.
All right, our beautiful little lump of Play-Doh. Are we ready to see? Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, it says 431.
Is that less or is that more?
Looks like that is less than what we had before.
My prediction was correct. How about yours?
Why do you think it's less? You probably are predicting that it was because of the water and liquid that were evaporating to make it thicken up to this awesome texture that we have here. So normally, if we're able to keep it all in one container, we would be able to have something that weighed the same because we don't lose matter. But some of our matter went up into the air as water vapor.
All right. Thanks for joining Mrs. Boyd and Miss Cheney,
the STEM magician.
All right. If you keep this in a sealed container, it'll last you for quite a while.
Nice.
We can't wait to see your pictures.